Hi, my name is Carlacia Grant from Outer Banks. We are talking spoilers from episode 3 from season 3. So if you haven't gotten to that episode yet, pause, go watch it, and then come back and catch up with us.
For the Houdini act, as long as Starkey. But for another time.
So I have this thing with John B, and something that Jonas and I have tried to arc over the last now 30 episodes, to where he fights his emotions really hard, and he's not somebody who is a sobbing kind of guy, and I, as Chase, am. I'm a crier, and I wear my emotions on my sleeve. So when I read it in the script, when we got him, I was 20 minutes by myself just crying because it's such a beautiful moment. And then even on the day, I was off on my own in a corner, just an emotional wreck, because it's such a beautiful moment. And for me, anytime you have a loved one who you haven't had contact with, and then you finally get that back, and especially a bond that is that strong between a father and a son, and him being on this relentless pursuit to find his dad, I couldn't keep my together, honestly. And so there was a lot of moments where I was trying to play the transparency of more of the shock of the moment and not the waterworks of it, but Chase is up in a corner crying, and that's why my eyes were so red. I wanted it to be this beautiful moment of just like, oh my gosh, my dad's alive. And we kind of met in this middle ground because it was too hard of an emotional moment for me to not have that just overwhelming sensation of relief in a sense. So Charlie, who plays Big John, who's just one of my favorite people on this planet, he caught me about 2 takes into it, and he realized something was going on, and he came up the stairs of this church and just gave me the biggest hug, and I cried for 5 minutes in his arms, and I was just like, I'm trying, man. And he's like, I know. And he's like, you're doing it. And he's like, so just live in it. And it was that was probably the second hardest day on this season, and then one of the hardest days behind one of the scenes we had in season 2.
Whatever happens, we're gonna handle it together. Like we always do.
Key. Hey.
Just wanted to let you guys know that we should probably stop for gas.
Pope, yeah.
Yeah.
Pope. Hey, Pope.
I loved how natural that moment flowed, and I appreciate that it was an almost moment. And I think they still maybe on the high of like, I haven't seen you, and we just escaped all of this madness. And then I think I liked maybe Pope was more of a reality check in that moment.
I think JJ's scared because he doesn't know how to be a romantic guy. I think because he's always seen his dad and was raised with his dad, which I think we can all say didn't teach him a whole lot about treating a woman right. That's probably why she left. So yeah, I think he's pretty scared about that.
It's a reminder of like, what are we doing with our chemistry, and how is it going to affect the friends around us? And I think that almost moment is, and he comes up, and we're like, at the end of the day, it's Pogues. It's Pogues, I don't know.
If you're asking me if I like it,
Yeah.
no. It's not my favorite thing ever. But I'm not gonna stop you. It's your choice. You do what you want. And so
working with Rudy there was really great. Pope just he feels bad, It's like when you really think about the scenario and the circumstances and kind of everything that's been put onto him, another L after another L for that poor man, and it's like all that stuff kind of starts to add up, and when he sees that, he's just like anybody. If it was anybody but my best friend, and so that. It was not hard to, I don't think it was hard to bring that to life, and, I really wanted to make that as authentic as possible, and I feel like it kind of came off that way.
Yeah, I think he's realizing people are growing up. I think he's realizing that he might have to grow up, and like you said, dynamics are shifting, and that's kind of a sign of times passing and age is catching up with you, and like fear. I think fear is a huge theme in OBX3, and dealing with that fear is something that JJ goes through a lot this season.
I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it. No love club.
All right. Well, guess we gotta come up with a handshake, right?
That's true.
I show you. Love.
Yeah.
No chance.
No chance.
Then you gotta rock away with it.
Rubber whip.
Teach you some rhythm.
Okay.
There
I like
you go.
it.
There you go. You got some rhythm.
You know, the fact that they were able to connect on such a similar scenario is probably, it makes him feel a lot better, and it definitely helps him not dwell. You know, I feel like a lot of kids would probably dwell on some stuff like that. You know, it's just because that's what, you know, it is in life, and, you know, kind of showing somebody able to kind of like be picked up and be moved on, you know, regardless of how fast it was, is like, it was really great to have those moments with Carlacia and get to like flesh out this new relationship for him, a very different type of relationship.
He's alive. My dad's alive. And he's here right now. Look. No, he was just right there. Sarah, I swear to God, he was here. There's a lot happening, a lot of underlying tones in that scene, and then for him to want to share this moment because she doesn't know, and then yet again, he looks like kind of an idiot because he's been on this, again, relentless pursuit for his dad. His dad's not there. And so it is a confusing moment, and I think for the audience as well, it's like, wait a minute, did that happen? Did it not happen?
I think that's dramatic irony because the audience knows and John B knows, but Sarah doesn't. And so that's always really fun to play because you kind of get to play up that, like, is he losing it? Like, what happened to him out there? Is he okay?
Yeah, we wanted that ambiguity. And there were even earlier versions where it was even more ambiguous, right? Remember, there was this kind of a spectral version of the scene.
We show it to our families in the cuts, you know, before. Yeah, and they thought John B, it might be like a Sixth Sense sort of thing where he went crazy and that his father hadn't come back. Like, there was all sorts of speculation about what had happened.
But we like that. I mean, I feel like it's interesting that you almost wondered if it was a dream. I always wondered that I always felt like the audience would have this anxiety because they would feel like it was true and that they would be worried that Sarah didn't believe him. But I like the fact that you read into it that it could all have been a dream.